Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. And my question of today is, if I gave you $100,000 worth of XRP, would you sell it or would you keep it? And this is a very interesting psychological dilemma between holding on to it because it's been given to you for free with a specific multiplier that it can get to. If you lose it, it doesn't really hurt you because it's free money. And if you win big. Then again, from another perspective, you really want to kind of sell it to make sure you have so much money. We can even bump it up to $1 million, for example, because you get so much money all of a sudden for completely free that you don't mind, you don't really mind the multiplier. You don't want the risk. You just want to have this amount of money just to have. It's pretty funny to see the different answers. Having said that, it's been a very interesting day for XRP. What's even more fun is how many of our price targets have been hit perfectly. So for all of you, I have not put in any technical analysis in the last, I think, at least 2 days, but let's put at least 1.5 days out there just to make sure we are on the same level. So every single line that you'll see throughout this video has been put in a couple of days ago, and all I just did is open the charts back up. The platform I am using right now is called Bybit. For all of you, there's right now a $3,500 bonus, plus you get $25 from the TBC if you make an account and deposit something. So check out the link down below for Bybit. It's the platform I use to trade. But our last hit price here for XRP was about $1.16, somewhere throughout the night. I mean, this has been really peculiar to watch. Perfect rebounds, again, perfect retest before coming back down all the way to about $1.06. And that's exactly the indecisiveness that I want to partially talk about today. However, first off, I want to quickly talk about the phenomena which is right in front of us, which is, I guess, a couple of things, right? First of all, our price targets and the way that we do TA, it's really kind of good, and you'll see why in just a second. And the second thing is just about what we are planning to do. Now, let's take a look at SHIB. SHIB is a very interesting coin. It's been in the top 10 for a little while. It's been hovering at like 7 units, or 70 units, I should say, now 64. It's been hovering a little bit. It's actually passed Dogecoin again, but it's still fighting a little bit of a battle with Polkadot, and it's really peculiar to watch. But if you look back, right, we said that we basically had a very interesting level here at the 5,745 mark because we've hit it a couple of times as a resistance, hit it once-ish as a support, came back to it quite closely, and look at where we actually had it right now, all right? Again, the reason you cannot perfectly say it is the zone is because we've actually hit this area from about, 5.8, or let's say 5,900 to about 5,729. This area is the one that we face the most amount of, I guess, action in, so that's the most important area. You can see today we touched back into it, which is a really, really good area to just sometimes buy. Guys, if you see these demand zones, basically, which are just areas of a lot of interest for a specific pair, it might just sometimes be worth it to pick some up. Now, another good example here would be Bitcoin, potentially. Once more, guys, it did not change anything. Just earlier today, we came right back to our zone, and paf, we bounced right back off. That's because these are areas where there's a lot of demand for a specific asset, in this case, Bitcoin. So if you buy in those areas, it usually bounces back up, and if it doesn't, that's why you put in a stop loss, for example. With XRP, we didn't have any demand zone, but we have the trend line that's being perfectly supported as of this point, and right now we got another point from the Fibonacci as well, which are all crucial points to buy at, I should say. Now, for XRP, a little bit more specifically, I believe that I've told you now 1,000 times that $1.07 is an area to easily just buy XRP. Every time it goes below it, if you pick it up, this is what I said before, you'll most likely just make a lot of money right now. Then only one time we kind of fell through and hit the next Fibonacci level. Most of the times, though, it bounces back from 7 cents or $1.07 every single time. You can see here, the 2 times that it went below, if you bought the time it went below, you would have made a lot of profit rather quickly. Here, let's just give this an example. If you bought some XRP the time it went below, and you actually got yourself a little bit close to the bottom, that's a whopping 9% that you could have made in, let's say 3 hours or so. That's because it's so important. However, the trend line is now also being respected as it currently stands, and the Fibonacci is now being respected as we again close like 3 times just above there. So as it currently stands, things are looking good, even though they're indecisive. And I would say that most things are backing up the fact that we're just going to continue on further and further and further, even though people are not sure what coin to go for. And that's exactly the phase which we are in right now, where people just don't know what coin to go for. Let me actually quickly put in a little timestamp for you all. So to make sure that we got this straight, let me put 5 minutes in to make sure I put some timestamps. Right now, indecisiveness. Let me explain. People don't know if they should go for Bitcoin, the bigger altcoins like Ethereum and whatnot, or for some smaller coins like SHIB. Now, SHIB is not small anymore, just the meme coins. Because usually in an extremely bullish market like we're seeing right now, it goes in this cycle. Fiat goes to Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes to Ethereum and XRP, those big coins like ADA and Solana. And then from those, mostly Ethereum and BNB, however, it flows into smaller coins because people, of course, want to take gains on the big one. Then they think, okay, let's take a little bit more risk. And it's just basically the normal natural cycle of risk, where the better the things go, the more likely people are to take bigger risks. And it's not one of the only and first times, I guess, that this cycle has been a little bit broken, where Bitcoin is going crazy. And we've seen that. We've seen Bitcoin hit an all-time high. But then again, only Ethereum is going crazy. Well, some altcoins are doing okay. Yet shitcoin/meme coins are doing amazing. And that's, again, the scariest part of everything, guys, because as I've said before, whenever meme coins go crazy is when you should start to worry. And the fact that right now the Squid Game token and the XRP, some sort of XRP deviation is doing amazing, some Doge deviations, all those Doge deviations, SHIB, that they're all doing amazing is a little bit of a scary feat. I should always be worried about that. And that's, again, bringing us to the central question, which coin to go for? You want a really solid one? Bitcoin is most likely the most stable and the most easy way for constant growth over time, but not the most amount of gains. Ethereum is a solid pick because the ecosystem will grow, and they have a very major upgrade, Ethereum 2.0. Then again, there's always the security scare and the fact that they're a little bit unfair in what they do, ethical. XRP is a little bit suppressed right now, so pretty cheap to buy in. But we know at one point or another within the next year, we'll get some crazy surge because of the lawsuit most likely. And so we go on with the list. Cardano has easy, access to crazy partnerships and crazy knowledge and crazy, a lot of good stuff. However, it's slower growth as well, so it will be kind of a longer-term project. And Solana is extremely quick, extremely fast, but it's a little bit more centralized, for example. But that's, again, a little bit more safer pick, depending on how you view it, in the more, normal manner, not necessarily so crypto, decentralized-like. Solana is a really good pick. You can go on with the entire list of what is good and what is bad. All have their good features. Which one do you go for now, though? If the market is so indecisive about whether or not it's the bigger run, the Bitcoin bull run, whether it's alt season already, whether it's shitcoin season, it's so difficult. But all I'm doing now is just buying more and more and more every single chance I get, and I keep sharing that as well. Right now, I'm buying spot even on Bybit. Who thought about that? But by the way, I just saw they notified me that there's some new staking on here as well. So Bybit now has freaking staking. Let me actually see. Let me see if we can actually already check it out. Huh. So can we actually stake XRP? No, not yet, huh? I'm going to actually send them a message to also add some sort of XRP staking. But I think it's because this is... No, I wanted to say it's native staking, but it's not because there's actually Bitcoin inside there as well. So once they get XRP on there, guys, I'm going to also put a lot of money into that. Ooh, there's actually a lot of cool stuff. They also have the launchpad here. Very nice. Very nice. I don't check this out too often. Maybe I should. Because this type of stuff is where you get free money from. 0.3% a year is nothing. I think Binance is 0.25 though for ETH. I'm not sure about that. But it's basically because you have money in there anyway, then you're basically earning money on your money for nothing. Same thing for USDT. It's not that much, 4%, right? But it's free for what you have anyway. So it's like, why not? If I store my money on there and I'm not trading it, I should better put it in to make me money anyway. If you have 100 Ethereum, it's still, for example, or even if you have 10,000 Ethereum, it's going to still be a nice amount of Ethereum every single year for completely free. Okay, moving on. Ripple's partner, Novatti, enables XRP, Bitcoin, and yada, 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 with CryptoSpend's Visa card. Okay, that is very nice. Let's quickly check this out. Novatti Payments in Australia begins to promote CryptoSpend Visa cards. The CryptoSpend Visa card will support XRP, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, ETH, and Litecoin. The SEC lawsuit against Ripple is currently in the expert discovery phase, so it's actually not that crazy for XRP, except for the fact that Novatti is pretty big on them. It is said when a business partnership proves successful, subsequent lines of other partnerships follow, which is a really important principle to understand for why Ripple is so key to XRP's growth. It's not necessary. However, Ripple's products, of which 75% don't even use XRP, they have said to us, and it's really logical if you think about it, the more partners they hop onto RippleNet as the solution, the more they will use XRP or ODL's part of RippleNet, because once you start to use some company's technology and they offer you more technology under the same kind of hood with more benefits for your business, well, if you're having a good experience, then why not expand and why not broaden out if it's going to save you money or help you out? This is the case between Novatti payments and Ripple. Oh, I literally have a leak. What just happened? I'm like, what's going on? But I can hear water pouring somewhere. I might have to go check that out, what that's supposed to be. I'll check that out after the after the video, I guess. All of a sudden, everything here is underwater. It scared me for a little bit. I heard all of a sudden like a water spurtle come down, like a squirtle in my. All right, this is the case between Novatti payments and Ripple for the past months, following through with their expanded growth strategy after completion of a $40 million capital raising during the September quarter. Novatti is now delivering on providing new payment services. Novatti, a company that uses Ripple for, or XRP specifically, for on-demand liquidity, begins promoting CryptoSpend Visa cards in Australia. And according to the announcement, CryptoSpend Visa cards support 5 crypto at the moment, which also, have XRP on there, which is nice. And we've also heard before that Australia right now is looking at Ripple's, I guess, thoughts or model or whatever for how to regulate things, which is also pretty cool stuff. All right, Rip. Now we'll cover this one a little bit later, actually, because there's a whole story I have to add to it, which I think will take a little bit of time. Facebook Rebrand fuels Metaverse token run with Decentraland Mana leading the pack. There's actually a lot of Decentraland coins right now, which are doing amazing because of the Facebook Rebrand. Unfortunately, I had all this stuff open yesterday already, like when it came out, but I didn't get to making a video. However, luckily you get it now still. I'm telling you, the more that let me say it differently. The more that Facebook, or now Meta, expands the metaverse as well, the more that coins which are, or tokens that are akin to it or have any connection to it, will do better. So I'm also personally going to tell you guys, usually this is more of a Patreon update, but okay, maybe add a couple of those to your portfolio. However, don't make it, in there for too long, depending on how the systems basically connect. Because that's the same thing with Engine, for example. When NFTs were starting off, Engine was an amazing coin. Now, you never hear anything about Engine anymore because, well, NFTs are kind of everywhere right now, and even for within the games and stuff. I mean, it doesn't really serve the most important purpose anymore, so to speak. But Mana, I believe, as Facebook will grow, will also do rather good. My own expectation. But again, it's a time thing. It's just going to take time. Then the US DOJ to bolster newly created National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Unit. We talked about this already. It's mostly to prevent a lot of frauds and prevent a lot of money to get stolen. How is this going to happen? Well, we'll see, I guess, what exactly they come up with, but it's to fight crime. And I sometimes think as well that because of entities like this, the regulations can be a lot easier, because if the enforcement of the quote-unquote rules or I guess of the normal conduct are clear, then you don't need to be so strict about crypto specifically to prevent crime. If you already have a crime unit that just prevents people from unethical conduct in any way, shape, or form in any area. Crypto rules to specifically prevent fraud are really difficult because it's essentially a payment realm where if you send money to somebody, it's gone forever because you've sent it. So people can, of course, kind of force you to send something to them, and you can never get it back. Meaning, what exactly can you ban then? That people demand it as a payment option? I mean, you cannot really ban that, if you guys get my drift. So the only thing then is to make sure that, okay, every single wallet needs KYC or this or that or this or that, which all has to do with really going so heavy on the freaking brakes. Wouldn't it be nice? That if they have a unit which just makes it really a lot more difficult to do illegal stuff with the existing rules and just to enforce, normal conduct, basically. Yeah, I support that a lot. So I enjoy this, and I like reading this. And then this stuff I also want to talk about a little bit later, actually. These two things I want to talk about a little bit later. Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak describes Bitcoin as mathematical purity. He basically said there can never be another Bitcoin. Look at the US dollar. The government can just create new dollars and borrow. It's like you never have it fixed like Bitcoin. Then again, I guess it's the same with a lot of other things which have a fixed supply, so I'm not exactly sure what he's all about in that sense. But Bitcoin is mathematics, mathematical purity. There can never be another Bitcoin created. Wozniak drew parallels between Bitcoin and the US monetary system. He stated that he felt the US dollar system felt artificial, while also stating that he was a big fan of the math, science, logic, and computer programming that was embedded in Bitcoin. If there's inflation, your house goes up 10 times in 40 years, and you think you're a smart investor? No. Oh, I messed up with my Siri right there. No, you have an old house. Yeah, you used to have a new house, but the government says 90% of its value is earnings, and we're going to tax it. The government makes all of its taxes off of inflation, which is a heavy way to see things, but it's a little bit about reality in that sense as well. Then again, I mean, Bitcoin, even though it doesn't have a inflation after a certain while anymore, they can still make money off of that. And in theory, it could have still been a government created thing to just take money from people. So, I mean, I'm not going to say it's completely fair what he's saying right there with the old house analogy, but I see where he's coming from. It is a mathematical purity. It is really beautifully built. It's a really, really cool idea. Wozniak has also revealed he is a firm believer in the use of crypto as payments, with the use of crypto as payments increasingly significantly, despite the volatility associated with them. Quote, yes, I'm in that camp that crypto will be used effectively. We just have so much digital ways to pay you now for things, even to transfer money to people. It goes back to PayPal, and now we have Apple Pay and Apple Cash. I don't know what Apple Cash is, but okay. We have Venmo. So crypto is just a bit of anonymity. I don't know if that's right that, gosh, I can do things without people knowing. It's hard to trace back. It's not really hard to trace back, though, is it? No. Right. Yeah, I sometimes do wonder what the rules are going to be in terms of, declaring every single penny of crypto that you got. Because, I'm always, I guess, a good citizen. I would just, make sure they know everything, just for, with the future in mind. But I do wonder about what's going to happen to people who don't, because they can never find your money, so to speak, right? They'll only find it once you start to spend it or do something with that. But if in a world, you don't need to let anybody know that you have it, I mean, yeah. Yeah, interesting. Those are my thoughts. All right, guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today. We have a ton of stuff coming, though, so make sure you press the subscribe button and, of course, the like button if you enjoyed the video. I'm going to go look for the leak or whatever is happening.